Chapter 1411, Green Claw Ghost-Winged Lion. This was a bronze hall.At the center of the hall, there was a metallic lamp hanging on a crane neck. The neck was long and curvy. At the tip of its beak, there was a flame that was the size of a peach. This flame shone over the entire hall. The flame was weak. The corners of the bronze hall were still covered in darkness. The thin Yungu master was standing on a huge concrete tile of the palace. There was a huge pillar beside him. It was red and thick. To encircle it, 3 grown men would need to stretch their arms out. When the light shined, the pillar blocked a huge portion of it. The Yungu master's body was half concealed in darkness and shadows. It was Han Li. Han Li was currently covered in sweat. He was uncertain in his heart. I was too overconfident. This senior Jin Yuan Z might be a righteous path Gu immortal, but someone like me has no qualifications to take his true inheritance. I could get to this point after exerting all my energy. Some of the steps were through pure luck. Han Li had gone through a lot. He was clear about the danger of this bronze hall. Thinking about it, he felt great lingering fear. Actually, righteous path inheritances were usually not dangerous. Demonic path was the one with vicious setups and schemes. Although Jin Yuan Z's inheritance test had its dangers, they were nothing of concern for Gu immortals. But for the Gu master Han Li, it was too dangerous. Han Li was someone with great luck, and because his luck was connected to Fang Yuan, he had endless fortuitous encounters. He had rank 4 cultivation level now. Such cultivation speed, at this age without any Gu immortals helping him, was really rare. Han Li stood on the spot. He did not take a step ahead. He tried to turn around and look at the path he had walked on. He wanted to retreat. This Jin Yuan Z's Gu immortal true inheritance was too high level for him. Even though it was alluring, Han Li had already woken up and faced reality. He thought for a while before moving his right leg towards the back. The next moment, his field of vision changed. I went ahead instead. Han Li looked around. His expression turning pale, he found that the red pillar was far behind him. He had advanced by more than 10 steps ahead. He had become much closer to that metallic crane neck lamp. Now, as long as he can get there, Han Li would be able to inherit Jin Yuan Z's true inheritance. But right now, Han Li had already decided on retreating. His advancement was just because of pure chance. He had accidentally done it. His true intention was to leave the place, but he actually went forward instead. It was obvious that if he wanted to advance and chose other directions to move, the result would be disastrous. Han Li, as a lone cultivator, had shallow foundations in formation path. He was nearly clueless. To put it nicely, he was an unschooled cultivator with just some cheap tricks that he could get here because of his intelligence, his calm decisions, and pure luck. Out of these elements, luck was the most prominent aspect, and this made Han Li increasingly less confident, because luck was not dependable. If a logical person does things solely based on luck, that was just gambling. Sigh. I am betting my life now. It seems that moving back towards the right is safer. Han Li observed. At this point, he was clueless. He was moving based on feelings. He moved back. Swoosh. His field of vision changed again. The result was shocking. Because his advancement was even greater now, he was dozens of steps ahead. The metallic crane neck lamp that represented success was very close to him now. Han Li could barely touch it with his arms outstretched now. Of course, he was still a small distance from success, and this tiny distance meant everything. Han Li hesitated. Facing this situation, he was sure to waver. After all, success was right in front of him. There was just one step left. But is this really correct? Han Li fell into difficult contemplation. Time passed quickly, but in his perception, he felt like it was only one instant. The difficult decision made him sweat profusely. But in the end, his reason surpassed the greed in his heart. How can one blindly rely on chance in the road of cultivation? Han Li let out a breath of air. He relaxed his body. His entire mental state settled. He started to find the way to retreat. This bronze hall was just created by the formation space. It was like the palace that Fang Yuan lived in at the southern border Super Dream Realm Gu Formation. Han Li was currently at the center of the Gu Formation. However, the path of retreat was very obvious now. Even Han Li, with little formation path foundation, could tell. Han Li had a clear mind. Following this path of retreat, he went back and got further away from the metallic crane neck lamp. I hope my following journey is as simple and smooth as this. Hanli thought that when his field of vision changed suddenly, he was shocked to find out that he had directly appeared before the metallic crane neck lamp. What? What happened? Hanli could not understand. Will slowly woke up in the lamp. An old voice spoke in Han Li's head in a groggy tone, like it had just woken up. Not bad. Not bad. Fated one. You were able to get past the formation and arrive before me. It shows that you are qualified to inherit the true inheritance. Hanli was extremely embarrassed. I actually wanted to leave. The voice became clearer and smoother. Hee. This was Zhen Yuanzi's intention when he made the formation. When the metallic crane neck lamp is extremely close to you, any decision of moving forward is wrong. Only a Gu immortal with incredible wisdom and deep formation path attainment will understand this. The only way forward is backwards. Or perhaps those Gu immortals who had low formation path attainment but knew when to retreat, they would have a chance of getting the true inheritance because of their wise choice. Hanli understood finally. This means that I am the second type. And aren't you Senior Zhen Yuanzi's will? Of course not. I am formation spirit immortal Gu. I was created by Senior Zhen Yuanzi. Nobody knew about me. The voice continued. Hanli did not understand. Formation spirit? Don't you get it? Blessed lands have land spirits. Grotto heavens have heavenly spirits. Gu formations naturally can have formation spirits. Why are you a Gu master? You are not a Gu immortal. Suddenly, the formation spirit shouted. I am sorry, I really am here by chance. If I am not qualified to get the true inheritance, can I leave? Hanli smiled awkwardly. The formation spirit was confused. Unbelievable. You are not a Gu immortal. How did you pass the middle steps? With just luck, how lucky must you be? Oh no. Oh no. Hanli thought that the formation spirit was going to praise his luck. The formation spirit said loudly. This is really bad. Zhen Yuanzi had planned to pick a Gu immortal inheritor. You do not have immortal essence. You cannot suppress the immemorial desolate beast green claw ghost-winged lion under the formation. You obtain the true inheritance. This Gu formation is going to break apart, but you cannot subdue this green claw ghost-winged lion. Aren't you going to run? No, you can't possibly run away, right? We're finished. You're finished. To think that my new master who has just obtained the true inheritance is going to die like this. No, there must be a way. Hanli did not want to give up like this. There is no hope. The difference in strength is too great. Sigh. The formation spirit that had manifested from formation spirit Gu was very pessimistic about this. Like what it said, the Gu formation started to break apart. The entire bronze hall started to turn hollow. The lamp floated and landed on Han Li's shoulder. The true environment showed itself. This was a huge hole under the desert. Large amounts of sand started to fall. Without the immortal Gu formation support, this artificially created cave started to collapse. Han Li had nowhere to escape. Before him was a huge hill-sized green claw ghost-winged lion sprawling on the ground. It was sleeping now. If he was a Gu immortal, he would be able to subdue it according to Zhen Yuanzi's arrangements. Even if he could not, he could make it sleep and prevent it from troubling the inheritor. This was actually part of Zhen Yuanzi's test too. The green claw ghost-winged lion was an immemorial desolate beast. If the inheritor was skilled enough, they would be able to control this green claw ghost-winged lion. But Han Li was not. Not just that, he might get eaten by it instead. Sand continued to fall, landing on the green claw ghost-winged lion and waking it up. Han Li attacked fiercely, but his mortal killer move landed on the green claw ghost-winged lion like a gust of harmless wind. The green claw ghost-winged lion leaped forward and opened its mouth, devouring Han Li entirely. Chapter 14:12, Dancer Fang Yuan. A beautiful red cloud was flying in the sky. Green Ghost Desert is ahead. Dancer Fang Yuan lay down on her red cloud as she shut her eyes in a relaxed manner. She had a curvy body and was wearing a red dancing dress with yellow threads. Her belly was exposed as well as her arms and legs. There were golden jade bracelets on her wrists and ankles. On her fingers, there were many jeweled rings, blue, green, and red, enhancing one another's beauty. Her eyes had a deep gaze. Her brows were thick and long. There was a faint green light in her eyes. Even though they were half closed, she was still very alluring. That a translucent red veil was covering half her face. Her tall nose and red lips were covered by the veil. It made people have the urge to explore what was truly behind that veil. Dancer Fang Yuan. She was a seductive rank 7 female Gu immortal. She was once a demonist that roamed Western Desert, but unfortunately she trifled with a righteous path rank 8 great expert. During the critical moment, 1,000 transformations ancestors saved her. Using that opportunity, Dancer Fang Yuan became one of 1,000 transformations ancestors' concubines. But unfortunately, she was not his type. Even though she was very beautiful and sexy, her status was lower than Fairy Chui Bo in 1,000 transformations ancestors' heart. Wild winds were blowing by her ears. The red cloud was soft like cotton, but also very bouncy. It was very comfortable for Dancer Fang Yuan to lie down on it. This was Dancer Fang Yuan's signature method, immortal killer move, dancing red cloud. Even though she did not normally have a good relationship with Fairy Chui Bo, they even competed very fiercely in secret. Fairy Chui Bo was in trouble now. Dancer Fang Yuan had to go rescue her, using her fastest method. She was unwilling, of course, but now, there was 1,000 transformations ancestors' will with her. This will was here not only to help Dancer Fang Yuan, but also to supervise her as long as this will was around. Dancer Fang Yuan would need to do everything to save Fairy Chui. Bo the red cloud traveled along the way, arriving in the sky above Green Ghost Desert. Soon, the weather changed. Dark clouds started appearing. Once she entered Green Ghost Desert, dark clouds joined together and became even thicker, covering the sky entirely. Ordinary deserts were hot and open, but in Green Ghost Desert, there was barely any sunlight. It was dark and gloomy. There were many trees in this desert. Ghost-crying trees were one of the types that had the highest numbers. This ghost-crying tree was very twisted in shape and full of natural holes inside. It had deep tree bark markings, resembling the faces of crying humans. Every time the wind blew on the ghost-crying tree, it would shake slightly and emit a shrill scream or terrifying cry. Even during the day, this place was cold and dark. Soul beasts roamed freely. When it was nighttime, cold, bone-chilling winds would blow as countless ghosts wandered. Dancer Fang Yuan rode on her dancing red cloud as she moved past the dark clouds with a repressed feeling. She was no longer as relaxed as before. She sat cross-legged and opened her eyes, staying vigilant at all times. Green Ghost Desert was a famous place of danger in Western Desert that it was related to a demon venerable in history. That was the famed spectral soul demon Venerable, before spectral soul demon. Venerable became a venerable. He had fought with a super clan here. He murdered all of the Gu immortals in this Western Desert with Path clan overlord that were here. The aftermath of the battle turned area this into Green Ghost Desert. This place seemed to be filled with the hatred and anger of the losers. They were filled with unhappiness and grief towards their horrible fate. This was an ominous land. There were a vast number of soul beasts living here. Even immemorial soul beasts were not rare. After 100,000 years, there were many Western Desert Gu immortals who died here. Dancer Fang Yuan had the guts to travel here. It was not because of her rank 7 cultivation level or battle strength. It was because she had 1,000 transformations ancestors' will and rank 8 immortal Gu. And her travel route was just a corner of Green Ghost Desert. She did not truly enter it deeply. Thus, she chose to advance like this. The cloud continued. Flying ahead, across the dark sky, it was very eye-catching. Howl. There was a long howl resembling a wolf's cry. A huge hill-like soul beast appeared above Dancer Fang Yuan, emerging from the deep dark clouds. This was an ancient soul beast. It thought of Dancer Fang Yuan as prey, opening its mouth and pouncing at her. Dancer Fang Yuan's pupils shrunk. She gritted her teeth and was about to strike at it this time. 1,000 transformations will spoke. Let me handle it. Fang Yuan, just advance. Dancer Fang Yuan heard this and became overjoyed. She listened to him. Dancing red cloud did not stop at all. It continued forward without changing directions. The rank 8 immortal Gu activated. As a strange resonance targeted the ancient soul beast, the ancient soul beast opened its mouth. Its huge body covered Dancer Fang Yuan under its shadow, but at the crucial moment, its attack stopped eerily. Next, its head exploded as a monkey jumped out. Its claws turned into vines, its fur turned into grass, and from its flesh, countless crocodiles jumped out. At once, the ancient soul beast broke apart, and turned into countless random things. Next, they fell from the sky. It was like a drizzle. So impressive. This is the power of rank 8 mutation immortal goo. Looking back, dancer Fang Yuan was filled with shock. Killing an ancient desolate beast like killing a chicken.It was too simple. Dancer Fang Yuan was aware that if she had to act personally, she would need to fight for 100 rounds to force this ancient soul beast to retreat. If she was lucky, she might be able to kill it. Once the ancient soul beast died, the ancient soul beasts near its territory became stirred up. They emerged from the dark clouds. 1,000 transformations will snort it. Coldly, he stopped concealing it as the rank 8 immortal goo aura leaked out. Feeling this aura, many ancient soul beasts returned to their hiding spots in the dark clouds. They did not want to mess with this troublesome foe. Of course, a portion of the ancient soul beasts still wanted to attack dancer Fang Yuan. They were not deterred. This was not a rank 8 goo immortal's aura. After all, it was just a rank 8 immortal goo. Soul beasts did not have high intelligence, but after killing all the ancient soul beasts that attacked, dancer Fang Yuan felt relieved and increasingly relaxed. After experiencing her power, the remaining ancient soul beasts left her alone. These wild soul beasts had survival instincts. After feeling a life-threatening danger, they would choose to back off. Roar. Just as dancer Fang Yuan relaxed her mind slightly, a loud beast roar resounded in her ears like thunder. A huge lion with gray-white ghost wings on its back pounced at her fiercely. Seeing this, dancer Fang Yuan's heart shook as she shouted, "Oh no, this is a green claw ghost-winged lion, an immemorial desolate beast." Chapter 14:13. Rank 8 Mutation Immortal Goo. Green claw ghost-winged lion. This lion had a huge size. It ate souls as food. Currently, this type of immemorial desolate beast was very rare. During Spectral Soul Demon Venerable's era, it was very common. In fact, back then, green claw ghost-winged lions were a huge hurdle for Spectral Soul in his youth. After all, this immemorial desolate beast countered Soul Path. And even before Spectral Soul became a demon venerable, he used Soul Path as his main method. However, in the end, Spectral Soul was superior. Not only did he kill green claw ghost-winged lions, he even excavated and obtained their innate talent. Thereafter, when Spectral Soul had rank 8 cultivation level, he often captured green claw ghost-winged lions and finally managed to create the unprecedented soul-devouring method. The green claw ghost-winged lion was very famous when it appeared in front of dancer Fang Yuan. The latter could not help but be shocked. But at the crucial moment, 1,000 transformations will told her, "Don't worry, this lion's ghost wings are not outstanding. It is still very weak. This shows that it is not in a good condition. We can fight it." Dancer Fang Yuan heard this and calmed down instantly. She took a look. Indeed, the ghost wings of the green claw ghost-winged lion were very thin. They were rather unfitting with the green claw ghost-winged lion's huge body. Dancer Fang Yuan felt slightly ashamed, thinking, "Husband's will only has one rank 8 immortal goo and a great amount of immortal essence. He has no investigative immortal methods, but he could expose the green claw ghost-winged lion's weakness immediately. In contrast, I had the methods but was stunned and petrified. That should not have happened." As she calmed down, she rode on the dancing red cloud and flew in an arc to avoid the green claw ghost-winged lion. Soon, she pulled some distance away from it. Hee. This green claw ghost-winged lion is really not in good condition. If it was even at 30% of its prime, you would not have been able to escape. 1,000 transformations will laughed, floating out, and appearing beside dancer Fang Yuan. 1,000 transformations will directed its immortal essence into the rank 8 immortal goo. The immortal goo aura suddenly became extremely dense. That a mystical wave suddenly shot out, landing on the green claw ghost-winged lion. The next moment, the green claw ghost-winged lion screeched in pain as its tail turned into a venomous python. The python had a long body. It coiled around the green claw ghost-winged lion's body and bit on its face with its venomous teeth. The green claw ghost-winged lion quickly waved its black claws towards the python's body and head. But the python was very tough. It actually went into a deadlock with the green claw ghost-winged lion. At once, the green claw ghost-winged lion flapped its wings as it moved about in the sky. fighting with the python. Dancer Hong Yun sat on her red cloud as she rose into the sky, staring at the battle vigilantly. 1,000 transformations. What was beside her? Using that mysterious rank 8 immortal goo on the green claw ghost-winged lion continuously. With the mystical wave, soon, on the fur of the green claw ghost-winged lion, tree buds started growing. These were the ghost-crying trees buds. The roots of the ghost-crying trees started to grow in the flesh of the green claw ghost-winged lion, absorbing nutrients. The green claw ghost-winged lion screeched in pain. It went berserk as it smashed the buds growing on its face and also destroyed the head of the python. Even though the python's body was still coiled around the green claw ghost-winged lion, it had thoroughly died with no strength remaining. The green claw ghost-winged lion was in a terrible state. Its injuries were severe now. This is 1,000 Transformation's signature immortal goo. Mutation. It can mutate everything. The green claw ghost-winged lion's fur and tail became trees and python respectively. The green claw ghost-winged lion destroyed them, but it was actually damaging itself since they had the same origin. Dancer Hong Yun watched the battle as her heart shook, even though she had some understanding towards mutation immortal goo. After seeing this battle personally, she was still deeply impacted. 1,000 transformations Will said solemnly. As expected, this green claw ghost-winged lion is not normal. It has deep injuries in its body. It only has ancient desolate level battle strength, and its ghost wings are useless. Strange, it should not lack food inside green ghost dessert. Even though he was suspicious, 1,000 transformations Will did not stop attacking. Rank 8 immortal goo mutation activated again. This time, the green claw ghost-winged lion's right eye mutated. It turned into a venomous bee. The bee did not fly away. It raised its venomous stinger and stabbed into the green claw ghost-winged lion's eye socket, before piercing into its brain. Howl! The green claw ghost-winged lion screamed desperately, causing huge sound waves to push away the dark clouds above it. But its torture had not ended. Soon, under the might of rank 8 immortal goo mutation, its claws and teeth grew rapidly into ancient desolate plants. The green claw ghost-winged lion moved its wings rapidly and rushed down, trying to escape. But Dancer Hong Yun did not let it go. She brought 1,000 transformations Will along with her. Eventually, the green claw ghost-winged lion crashed into the desert, creating a huge dust cloud several tens of feet in height. When the dust settled, the mangled green claw ghost-winged lion was motionless on the desert. It was dead. Go clean up the battlefield. 1,000 transformations Will informed as it went back into Dancer Hong Yun's body along with the immortal goo. Dancer Hong Yun's eyes shone. She almost pounced at the green claw ghost-winged lion's corpse. I'm rich. This is the corpse of an immemorial desolate beast. Rank 8 immortal materials are rare even in treasure yellow heaven. It can refine rank 8 immortal goo. Dancer Hong Yun started to process the corpse with difficulty. Even though she was a rank 7 expert, faced with the corpse of an immemorial desolate beast, she could not dissect it easily. After a lot of effort, Dancer Hong Yun managed to dissect half of it. It is a pity that the mutated portions of the green claw ghost-winged lion cannot be used. They have no value. When she tore open the green claw ghost-winged lion's stomach, Dancer Hong Yun unexpectedly found Han Li. Han Li had already fainted. He was barely alive. Why is there a mortal goo master here? Dancer Hong Yun found it strange. She laughed. Should I call you lucky or unlucky? You met an immemorial desolate beast, but it was the green claw ghost-winged lion that devoured souls. Because you have a physical body, you survived until now inside its stomach. If this was a normal immemorial desolate beast, you would have turned into meat paste already. Dancer Hong Yun stretched her arm out, and soul searched Han Li. It was strange that a mortal goo master appeared here out of nowhere. Dancer Hong Yun was curious and wanted to know information about Han Li. This fellow is called Han Li. Even though he has no background, his luck is really good. This is Zhen Yuanzi's formation path, true inheritance. Suddenly, Dancer Hong Yun's pupils expanded. Her eyes shined brightly as her breathing became rough. Chapter 14:14. True Inheritance Changes Owners. Dancer Hong Yun primarily cultivated Cloud Path, but because of Spectral Soul Demon Venerable, Soul-searching methods became easy to learn. Almost every goo immortal knew them. Right now, as she soul-searched Han Li, she learned about his experiences and also his time inside the goo formation. Interesting. Dancer Fang Yuan grabbed Han Li and went beneath the desert, quickly arriving at the underground cave. The cave was nearly collapsed, but Dancer Fang Yuan found that a small goo formation was at a corner of the cave. She arrived in front of it. A path opened to the goo formation. The formation spirit was inside, saying, "Master." The formation spirit was calling for Han Li, of course. What a formidable formation spirit. The goo formation had broken apart earlier, but it managed to assemble it again. This must be the work of the formation spirit. Dancer Fang Yuan was moved. This way, Jin Yuanzi's true inheritance is also intact. Haha, this immortal opportunity is mine. Dancer Fang Yuan was extremely happy as she laughed. Bright light shone across her eyes. Carrying Han Li, she said, "Little fellow, I saved your life. In return, you will hand this true inheritance over to me completely." Han Li opened his eyes. "All right. You heard him. Formation spirit, your master has given everything to me." Dancer Fang Yuan turned around and said to the formation spirit, "This." The formation spirit was hesitant. "What? You want to defy your master's orders?" Dancer Fang Yuan frowned slightly. The formation spirit was silent. Dancer Fang Yuan sneered. "Formation spirit, your original owner was Jin Yuanzi. He created the true inheritance to pass it down to future individuals. Now that Han Li has met the requirements to become your new master, are you going to go against that?" "Of course not," the formation spirit said without hesitation. "Then will you listen to your new master Han Li's words?" Dancer Fang Yuan asked. "I will," the formation spirit said without hesitation again. "In that case, Han Li is giving you to me to repay my act of gratitude. Will you resist?" Dancer Fang Yuan pressured. The formation spirit was silent for a while. It felt that something was amiss, but it did not know what die in the end. It sighed as it said, "No denying it. You are my new master. Ha, that is it. Submit to me without any resistance." Saying this, Dancer Fang Yuan injected her immortal essence. The formation spirit did not resist. It was refined easily by the immortal essence that it was the core of this goo formation. It could manipulate the formation in place of the goo immortal, as long as there was enough immortal essence storage. The formation spirit submitted to Dancer Fang Yuan. The other goo worms also went along with it. The immortal goo formation quickly changed owners. Dancer Fang Yuan received several immortal goo, a large number of mortal goo, as well as Jin Yuanzi's complete formation path true inheritance from the formation spirit. The immortal formation was completely open to Dancer Fang Yuan, without any concealment now. Dancer Fang Yuan laughed loudly. She did not go in immediately. Instead, she waved at Han Li. Guh. With a soft sound, Han Li turned into a pile of flesh. He was completely dead. Even his soul was decimated. It turned out that Han Li did not actually wake up. Dancer Fang Yuan used her immortal level methods to instill her will and manipulate Han Li. Having him agree to hand over the true inheritance to her, it was very difficult to take immortal goo. But Han Li was immortal, while Dancer Fang Yuan was a goo immortal. The difference between immortal and mortal was too big. Dancer Fang Yuan completely suppressed him with her strength. He could not resist at all. Of course, if a mortal truly owned an immortal goo, it would not be easy for the goo immortal to take their immortal goo if they were not careful. The mortal will destroy the immortal goo with them. There would be nothing to gain. Dancer Fang Yuan's situation was very special. Even though Han Li passed the test and became the true inheritance's inheritor because of the green claw ghost-winged lion, he did not refine the formation spirit or any of the other goo worms. Thus, the goo worms left by Jin Yuanzi were still filled with Jin Yuanzi's will. This was a loophole that Dancer Fang Yuan made use of. There was another special reason. It was the formation spirit. Formation spirit immortal goo was a unique creation of Jin Yuanzi. He replicated land spirits and heavenly spirits to create a formation spirit for the goo immortal to assist in manipulating it. Formation spirit immortal goo was a one-time consumable goo worm. The immortal goo would vanish after using it once. Instead, a formation spirit would be born in the future. If a goo immortal wanted to use formation spirit immortal goo again, they would need to refine anew. The formation spirit had a certain level of intelligence. It was similar to land spirits and heavenly spirits. It could not lie. It was quite artless. This gave dancer Hong Yun the chance to lie and deceive it, attempting to convince it. If there was no formation spirit and only a bunch of goo worms, they could not talk to dancer Hong Yun. She could not convince them. But all in all, dancer Hong Yun inherited Zhen Yuanzi's formation path, true inheritance. Zhen Yuanzi was a goo immortal from the Super Force Che clan. To think that as a righteous path member, he actually left his true inheritance here instead of giving it to his clan. 1,000 transformations will side. It seems that the rumors were true. Zhen Yuanzi was not on good terms with the clan. He was pushed aside by their goo immortals. This was all thanks to you, husband, that we could obtain this fortuitous encounter. Dancer Hong Yun smiled. After we save Chui Bo and return to Myriad Statue Desert, you will hand the true inheritance over to my main body. Don't worry, you will get your benefits. 1,000 transformations will said plainly. Dancer Hong Yun felt some loss. She knew that if the true inheritance was handed over, the essence of it would be taken by 1,000 transformations ancestor. It was uncertain how much would be left to her, but she had to give it to him. Throughout the process, 1,000 transformations was with her, watching everything. Dancer Hong Yun had good strength, but against a rank 8 existence, she had no strength to resist. But in the first place, if I was alone, I would not have taken this risk. We could encounter Zhen Yuanzi's true inheritance because of husband's will. Thinking of this, dancer Hong Yun's mind became more peaceful. She inspected her gains. There were 3 immortal goo. 2 were formation path immortal goo. Even though it was just a few, they were all rank 7. And the formation spirit was considered half an immortal goo that if not for the fact that this goo formation broke apart once, dancer Hong Yun would have even greater gains. After changing her location, dancer Hong Yun internally cursed at Han Li for being trash, a mere mortal who dared to try getting a goo immortal true inheritance. He truly deserved death. Chapter 14:15. Fixed Luck. Master, you cannot dismantle the goo formation. Once this goo formation is destroyed, I will also be destroyed. At this time, the formation spirit said to dancer Hong Yun. Dancer Hong Yun nodded. This formation spirit was really useful. When the goo formation collapsed earlier, without anybody controlling it, it should have just broken apart entirely. But because of the formation spirit, a portion of the goo formation was salvaged and made into a smaller, incomplete formation. It managed to last until now. Just like how land spirits could fix their blessed lands when they had holes, formation spirits could do the same. Dancer Hong Yun was not going to give up such a useful formation spirit. The formation spirit said again. Thankfully, there is a formation flag goo in the goo formation. Master should first use formation flag goo. Keep this goo formation in formation flag goo before placing it into your immortal aperture. Back then, since Zhen Yuanzi created formation spirit immortal goo, he naturally understood its limitations. Thus, he created formation flag goo to supplement it. Earlier, when the goo formation collapsed, the formation spirit first salvaged formation flag immortal goo. Thus, dancer Hong Yun only needed to learn to control it now. Some days later, the night sky was filled with bright stars. The air was cold. There was fog.in Western Desert. On a very ordinary sand dune, the light on Fang Yuan slowly faded. Eventually, all of his aura was concealed as the light turned into tiny specks that got drowned in the darkness of the night. Fang Yuan let out a breath of air and suddenly opened his eyes. I wonder what is the final effect of this immortal killer move, fixed luck. These last days, while Fang Yuan was escaping, he had been using this immortal killer move from time to time, but he obtained fixed luck from Ma Hongyun. Fang Yuan found fixed luck from Ma Hongyun's soul. Of course, it meant that the killer move, fixed luck, was a part of all living beings' luck from Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's true inheritance. Fixed luck was very suitable for Fang Yuan. Its effect was to make one's luck unwavering and not easily influenced. All along, Fang Yuan had been afraid of the weakness of Connect Luck. After all, back then when he used Connect Luck on Han Li, Hong Yi, and Yi Fan, it was because they had strong luck. But things changed. After obtaining dogshit luck, Fang Yuan's luck was superior to them. This meant that Fang Yuan had to split his good luck to Han Li and the others. This was detrimental to him. especially when using burning soul-bursting luck. The luck he gained would not fully benefit him. A portion would be split to the rest of them. In the past, Fang Yuan did not have a choice, but after killing Ma Hongyun, he had a method now. Fixed luck was the solution. The core of this killer move was stubborn immortal gu and rule path immortal gu main. But after Fang Yuan's modification, this killer move used precaution immortal gu and rule path immortal gu big instead. Fang Yuan had precaution immortal gu long ago, while big immortal gu was obtained from Purple Mountain True Monarch. Purple Mountain True Monarch was a mini-man gu immortal. After using big immortal gu, his body would expand, and he would become a human gu immortal. However, Fang Yuan's luck path attainment was not at Grandmaster level. The modification of the move only succeeded partially. This killer move still had some flaws. When activating it, even if Fang Yuan made no mistakes, there was still a chance of failure. That was to say, this killer move, fixed luck, was not reliable upon activation. Fang Yuan knew the weakness, but because of his low attainment level, he could not fix it or modify it properly. In the past, Fang Yuan had been desiring break luck immortal gu, but now, even though he did not have break luck immortal gu, he had fixed luck. He could defend his own interests. Fixed luck's effect could not be seen physically. He was unsure of the effect. But according to the content of all living beings' luck, Fang Yuan knew, when two people had a close relationship, their luck would be joined together. If two people were on the same side, their luck would unify. They would rise together or go down together. This was what it meant to enjoy fortune and endure misfortune together. However, through Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's research, he found that even if luck was unified, there were subtle, profound differences. Even though fortune could be shared and misfortune could be endured together, some people would get more fortune and suffer less misfortune. Why? Giant Sun Immortal Venerable realized that the person with greater luck between these two would gain more benefits. The one with weaker luck would suffer more hardship and even bring great benefits to the other person when they gain benefits themselves. Giant Sun Immortal Venerable named this relationship as the main luck and sub-luck, creating their respective luck path immortal gu. However, Fang Yuan did not have main luck immortal gu and sub-luck immortal gu now. Even without them, Fang Yuan could fix his own luck and create differences between his own luck and others, becoming the main luck. After resting for a while, Fang Yuan put fixed luck behind him as he went back to modifying the killer move, self-cleansing. In terms of formation path, Fang Yuan was much more confident. After all, he was a formation path grandmaster. With his advantage, his progress in this aspect was rapid. Thus, turning the entire self-cleansing killer move into a gu formation was only a few steps away from finishing. Success was around the corner, but Fang Yuan's worry was that he lacked the crucial formation path, immortal gu. Langya Sect's formation plate, immortal gu, could be borrowed, but it was only rank 6. Meanwhile, the self-cleansing immortal formation was at rank 7. Using rank 6 formation plate gu for a rank 7 immortal formation, the chances of failure were high. There was another point. The formation plate gu recorded the submain teleportation gu formation of Langya Sect. If Fang Yuan wanted to use it to make the self-cleansing formation, he would need to erase the content of the submain teleportation gu formation. Next, he would need to set up the formation using formation plate gu. After one success, formation plate gu would have the ability to set up the self-cleansing formation itself. This was a problem. Fang Yuan had negotiated with Langya Land Spirit before. The submain teleportation formation was too important to Langya Land Spirit and Langya Sect. It affected their development. Langya Sect had no formation path gu immortals. The teleportation formations were created relying on this formation plate immortal gu if Fang Yuan wanted to erase the information in formation plate immortal gu and put in new details. It would mean that Langya Sect would lose the ability to set up the submain teleportation gu formation. This was unacceptable to Langya Land Spirit. They did not have information path methods to extract the information recorded in formation plate gu. Simply looking at the process of formation plate gu setting up the immortal gu formation could not explain all of its profundities. There were many hidden details like instilling immortal essence or the cooperation of gu worms. Fang Yuan had to reassure Langya Land Spirit that as a formation path grandmaster, he could recreate the submain teleportation formation. Lang Yuan spirit was hesitating now.